Now, I'm truly honored to be able to introduce to you two graduates who are going to speak to you today. They are Sarah Williams, who is receiving her Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Springfield, Oregon. Yeah. And then we have Pooja Sijabati, Master of Science, Management and Leadership from Irving, Texas, right here in the Metroplex. So please join me in welcoming first to the podium, Sarah.
Good morning, fellow graduates, families, and friends. I am honored to have been given the privilege to speak amongst fellow superheroes. Why superheroes, you might ask? Well, I know from personal experience how much it took to get here. For me, it was juggling a full-time job while being a full-time student and making time for family and spirituality. Every time I would tell someone what I had taken on, they would ask, "What are you, some kind of superhero or something?" Yes, I was a superhero, and so are all of you. It takes an incredible amount of courage for a working adult to return to school. It was especially scary for me. I hadn't even finished high school. This was a generational pattern for my family. I am number 5 out of 6 siblings. Our mother was in her 20s when she was diagnosed with drug-induced schizophrenia. She was unable to care for us, so when I was 3, my siblings and I were taken into foster care where we remained until we were adults. My foster mother had 2 sons of her own, 9 grandchildren, and she always had 8 foster children in her home. She herself had not finished high school or attended college. When I was 16, I gave birth, another generational pattern. I was homeschooled for 8 weeks, and when the baby was old enough, I returned to school. I was excelling until one day when I came home from school, my foster mother told me that my baby was too spoiled and that she could no longer care for him. So I had to drop out of high school in my junior year. I got married at 17, and at 19, I gave birth to a second child, a baby girl who was born with a serious heart condition. She spent most of her 5 short months of life in the hospital. During that time, the pediatric nurses were always complimenting me on how well I cared for my critically ill child. After all, I was just a child myself. One nurse said to me, "You are very smart. You should become a nurse." That always stuck with me. It played over and over in my mind until I knew that I needed to make that dream a reality. So married with 3 children, at the age of 21, I decided to go back to school. Because I hadn't finished high school, I had to obtain my GED before enrolling in a local nursing school. As a young mom, it wasn't easy, but I was able to complete a CNA and then my LPN. And 7 years later, I became an RN. I had become the first in my family to obtain a college degree. This is a really big deal for me. I had no one to encourage me as a child to attend college or to teach me the value of an education. But by the grace of God, I have broken a generational pattern, and I decided to keep going. I chose to attend WGU because a few of my coworkers had attended the bachelor's degree program and had nothing but good things to say about it. I learned that the tuition was affordable and that I could accelerate through the program. With the support of my excellent mentor, Mindy, and the course instructors, I completed the program in just 8 months. So, fellow superheroes, we did it. Because we were determined and driven and possessed an enormous amount of courage, we now have earned our degrees. The superpowers of hard work and perseverance have now paid off. With these degrees, many new opportunities are now available to us. The journey has prepared us to reach out and grab any star in the sky, as there is no limit to where we can go from here. Some of us have been working in our current careers for years already. Our degrees will help us to go even further. The next step for me is to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. This is a goal I realized during my community health course at WGU. During the community service hours, I work with the homeless in my community, and I learned firsthand that many of them are facing mental illness. It is now my calling to serve this underserved population. Superheroes, the journey only gets tougher from here, but the rewards are great. The amount of people that we will touch makes the journey worth it. We superheroes would like to give a special thanks to our sidekicks, our loving families and friends who persevered alongside us and will continue to do so through the rest of our journey. Graduates, I know that as working adults, the journey to obtaining a bachelor's degree was not easy, but you did it. Remember your superhero powers, the power of hard work and perseverance, and you can accomplish anything. Thank you.